Yo, what's good, man? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're doing a little special. We're doing a story time, man. First time ever on the channel, we're doing a story time. Today I want to talk about my experiences as a Division I football player. All right. Now look, if you didn't know, I was a football player at the University of North Carolina at Charlotte, Division I at the time. Back then we were Conference USA. Right now they're in the American Conference. They made a jump up. Proud of them boys, man. Super shout out to them. It's my alma mater, man. Say what you want to say. That's my squad. You got something to say, you can see me about it in the comments. Okay. But the first thing I want to talk about is my welcome to college football moment. I walked on to University of North Carolina at Charlotte. That's where I became a Division I football player. Where if you look me up, my stats ain't gonna say nothing. I'm be honest. I don't got no crazy stats. I was a walk-on. A lot of my playing time was special teams, and special team stats don't really count when you're blocking. All right. Anyways, I was a defensive tackle. I was 6'2", 285. I was a D tackle, 3 technique, a little undersized, but you know, I made it work. Made my plays when I could. Had a few snaps at D line. Made the best out of my opportunity. Coming into college, I was obviously undersized. I was 6'2". When I checked the depth chart, I'm not even kidding, man. I was at home in the summertime. I found out I was about to walk on at Charlotte. I was pumped. I was excited, man. They told me, you know, hey, get ready for camp. Camp's coming up. We'll get your sizes, get you ready and everything. I'm like, boom, perfect. This is a dream come true. I'm going to be close to home. My family can see me whenever they want. It's perfect. I'm like 6'2", 250 at the time. Pretty big for a high school kid, but like I said, about to go Division I, about to go to college. I go check the depth chart. Mind you, some of my homeboys, Timmy Horn, shout out my boy Timmy Horn, my boy Johnny Ray. Just to name some guys, DT, Dentrell Barkley, he was on Last Chance U, by the way. I check the depth chart, I see 6'4", 6'5", some 6'6s even. 290, 300. I was sitting there completely outclassed. I was like, look, man, I need to put on some weight. So, what did young Isaiah do? 17-year-old kid getting ready to go to college for the first time. I told my mom, look, I got to get ready. I got to put on some weight. I got to be ready to go. So, mind you, at the time, we had just moved. My parents had downsized into an apartment because they know that I was getting ready to go to school. I had an older sister who was already in school. Apartment complex is small. It's real old folk. Like, really, almost like a retirement area, really. Super small gym. I mean, like, the heaviest dumbbells they had were 50s. Now, at that point, I was decently strong, but, like, I could only do so much. So, I'm in the gym maybe once or twice a day, just working out, grinding, because I know I got to be ready. I got to come in here ready, strong as I possibly can, and as big as I possibly can. And they're, I'm trying to get strong. Like, I'm trying to put on the muscles, man. I'm trying to get big, right? I'm sitting there. I go to the GNC. This is the first time I ever bought protein powder, for real. I bought the Serious Mass Gainer. Now, if anybody knows who's played sports or took protein powder before in the gym, whatever, Serious Mass Gainer, it was like over 2,000 calories. Protein shakes like twice a day, one in the morning, one at night. So that's like over 4,000 calories in just 2 drinks alone, on top of like eating a full breakfast, eating a full lunch, and maybe a snack in the middle and dinner. So I'm eating 3-4 times a day on top of 2,000 plus calorie drinks. When I tell you I was eating so much, I thought I was gonna blow up. Never ate that much food in my life, but I was dedicated. I told y'all this is what I wanted. This was my dream come true. So I wasn't letting nothing stop me. Summer ends. At this point, I've already maxed out every machine in the apartment complex. I'm gonna put on at least, I think, 10 pounds just over that summer alone. Like, it was, I'm not saying it was the cleanest 10 pounds, but I was eating. Like, your boy didn't miss a day with them protein shakes. So that thing had like 48 servings. I was in there going ham. Obviously, you get to college, man, they're going to work with you. They're going to help you. The college system is different. You got more access to food with the cafeteria, which I had. I lived on campus, had unlimited swipes my freshman year. But when I tell you unlimited swipes is boom, you're going to be in that thing eating daily. Burgers, pizza, chicken and rice, whatever you want, fries, they got it every single day. You're going to put on your weight. When they say freshman 15, if you're not staying active, I see why, okay? That freshman 15 is real. If you're just in there eating every day, not taking care of yourself, not working out, you will put on so much weight in a blink of an eye. Fast forward to now where I'm at practice. It's my first time ever practicing in college. I'm starting to get the ropes. I'm like, oh, this is a lot quicker. In college, they do periods. Some schools, obviously every school has their setup differently, but majority colleges do period practices. So I believe at the time it was like 24 periods or something like that, wherever we were starting. I'm used to high school practice. You know, you got ND, you got this, and this. That's what you have. Essentially, you know, you have ND for a little bit. do indie with your position coach. Then you might have installed, and then you might have whatever you might do, special teams that day, whether it's kickoff, PAT, punt, whatever it might be. So we're going through everything. I'm going through individual. My it ain't bad. I'm keeping up. I know what I'm doing. I know the drills and stuff like that. I'm just showing them like what I can bring to the table. Then this is where shit gets real. All right. They split us up into team. They go scout team. Boom. I was like, obviously, I'm a redshirt freshman. I already know I'm getting redshirted. They sent me over like, hey, you got to be on scout. So basically, if you don't know what scout team is, you're going against the offense. The number one, as a scout team defensive player, you're going against the number one offense. Every time you go to that period, you're going against the best players they got, who they believe is going to be the starters. You're going to run through a certain amount of plays. Most of the times, you're being told what to do. So they got a GA, which is a graduate assistant, basically like somebody who wants to get into coaching, is still in school. They show you the plays, right? Boom, they tell you, all right, you go here, linebacker do this. When they snap the ball, you go here. Boom, right? So you don't really gotta think, you just kind of play. As a redshirt freshman, if anyone's watching this who's a redshirt freshman about to play college, whatever, if you're on scout team, take those reps serious. Like, it might suck because you're like, man, I'd rather be playing. I want to make plays. Take those reps seriously because it's gonna make you better. But as a 17-year-old kid, mind you, I'm still 17. I'm at practice, line up. I'm the three technique on, usually like on the left side of the ball. Just that's how it was. That's how we ran that defense at the time. It was like a 3 down. I was like an end. There was like an end, a nose, and another end, or like a 5 technique. When I tell you the 2 guys I had to go against showed me that it was levels to this football stuff, I'm gonna show y'all real quick who I'm talking about. This was guy number 1, my boy Nate Davis. All right, let me tell you something about Nate Davis. Like, as you can see, he was a senior my freshman year there. My true freshman year there, he was a senior. The following year, he gets drafted round 3, pick 82. He's a 3rd round pick. If you don't know anything about football, a 3rd round pick is a solid pick. That means you're a pretty good player. He got invited to the Reese Senior Bowl, which meant he was one of the top offensive linemen in the country because he only top linemen get invited to these kind of things. All right, this is who I was going against every single day. Nate Davis. Now, one thing about Nate, he gets real. He still plays in the league now. He's with the Chicago Bears. He got drafted to the Titans. Was there for a couple years with Derrick Henry, and then he ended up getting traded to the Bears not that long ago. So the thing about Nate Davis is he's not super tall. He's maybe 6'2", probably my height, or maybe just an inch tall. I'm not even sure. 6'2", maybe 6'3" on a good day. He had the lowest stance I ever seen. You see this stance right here? That boy was squatting down like a frog, man. I don't get it. That man was getting so low, like, if you know football, the lowest man wins. And you would look at the stance and think, man, I could probably just push him over or something like that, bull rush. No, not happening. I would go against this man every single day, and he would whoop my butt. Whoop my ass. I'm so serious. But look, the thing about him, he wasn't a big shit talker, at least not to like his teammates, maybe in the game. He's a pretty calm, quiet dude. He was just really good at football, man. He was really good at the game, knew his leverage, could really handle himself in the trenches. If it's a run block, he's pushing me exactly where he needs to. He might not pancake me just because he knows, like, dude, like I'm a 17-year-old kid pretty much. He would whoop my ass, and if he did happen to pancake me that day or just really like mess me up, he would pick me up and pat me on the back of the head. When I tell you I was livid, ain't nothing worse than when you get your ass beat and then somebody pick you up and be like, hey, good job. Like, bro, I just gave everything I had. I put all my effort into trying to, like, hold the block, hold the gap, and I'm just getting moved, feet almost in the air, just getting whooped on. And he just picked me up and be like, hey, good job, buddy. Sick to my stomach. I'm thinking, like, he's a great guy, but I just wanted, man, if I was bigger, I would have tried to tee off on him. Just imagine a round 3, pick number 82, a top prospect in that draft, in the 2019 draft class. Here's guy number 2. My dog, Cameron Clark. Shout out my dog, Cam, man. Super, like, he was influential, man. He was one of those guys that I looked up to. He worked his ass off. He's one of those people that you hate to go against at practice. I'm gonna be honest. He was gonna mess you up. He's aggressive. That's everything you want in the offensive lineman. He was one of those guys, all right? He would come through and really put hands on you. You're going to feel him. When he blocks you, it's no light plays, no matter what it is. Even in walkthrough, he might kind of rough you up a little bit. He was a guy right next to him. He was a right tackle at the time, right or left tackle, depending on what side of the day it was on, but usually right tackle. So, once again, as a 17-year-old, I was going against him and I was going against Nate Davis. And some days I'm getting double teamed. Going against a round 3 and a round 4 NFL prospect, NFL picks. As a 17-year-old, I went over there and I was getting absolutely double. Like I'm talking about a double team from hell. It was like once both of them got their hands on me, it's play over with. You might as well run it right behind them. You gonna score a touchdown every time. I was food. Barbecue chicken. That's all it was, going right behind them too. This was my welcome to college football moment. Okay? This told me everything I needed to know about how college football will work and what my future will be like. It told me about how much food I needed to eat to even be able to stop people this big from moving me. It told me how much harder I need to work in a weight room to get stronger. My technique, it changed my whole perspective of football. Because at the time, I was still young. I didn't know what to expect. But I thought I'd be able to handle myself a lot better. And scout team freshman year humbled the hell out of me. I'll be honest. So, that was my welcome to college football moment, man. I'm going to do some more story times. I got some more stories I want to explain, like being a walk-on, first time making the travel roster, and obviously my first time playing. So if you enjoyed this story time, man, I appreciate everybody who watched and tuned in. Hope y'all enjoyed this one. I'll catch you on the next one, man. Peace.